One of the strategies that helps us to understand what we're reading is asking questions. So as we read, we wonder about things, and we start questioning before we've even started reading a book. So today we're going to look at a book at the beginning, before we start reading it. We're going to look at that same story as we read or during our reading, and then we're going to look at the book at the end. And we're going to ask I wonder questions all the way through. You have a clipboard and 3 different sticky notes. So before we start reading, we're going to use our blue sticky note. During our story, we're going to use our green sticky note. And after we're finished reading our story, we're going to use the large yellow sticky note. While you look at the cover of the book, you're going to immediately have questions in your head that you wonder about. Use your blue sticky note to write down whatever you're wondering. Take a look at the pictures, but also take a look at the title or any words that you see. Turn to the person beside you and share your question.
I wonder why his name is Super Ponic. I wonder why he's flying.
We're going to put our blue sticky note with our before reading questions on our questioning chart. Now that we have our before reading questions up on our chart, let's hear some of them. I wonder if he is nice or evil. So as we're reading, you're going to use the green sticky note and you're going to write down your during reading question. What are you wondering about as we go along? You might find that as we go along, your question might get answered. And that's okay. Superpotamus. Up they pop. Remember that during the story, if you come up with a question or something that you're not so sure about, don't wait. As soon as it pops into your head, put it on paper. Come dusk, he's dozing on his bed. Raise your hand if you have got a question already written on your during sticky note. If you have a question on your sticky note for during, please come put it up for during. Let's find out what you're wondering during the story so far. I wonder if he's saving the monkey. This river must be saved from us. We need a superpotamus. Your yellow sticky note is the sticky note for your after question. Why did that happen? What are you wondering? And did any of your questions maybe get answered? If you've got an after question, let's put our after questions up on our last column. Let's find out if any of our during questions were answered during the story. What is he going to do? Ben?
Save them?
He was going to save them. So, yes, we did get an answer. Who's the bad guy? Do we know, Rosmera?
We don't know.
We don't know who's the bad guy. So let's see what you're still wondering as the story has ended. And if it's really important to our understanding of the story to get an answer. I wonder if he will get in trouble again. Do we know the answer to that?
No.
No. Does it matter to the story, to our understanding of the text? Not really. So if we don't have an answer, it's not going to really help us understand the text better. Let's see. Why was there a flood in the river and why was the water polluted? Do we know why the water was polluted? Who was responsible for that pollution? Ryan?
The people. That's why the superpotamus said no littering.
Okay, so we do have an answer to why the water was polluted and why there was a flood. And that helped us to understand the story because now I know what the purpose of Superpotamus is. It's to help with pollution. So sometimes when we ask questions while we're reading, we still have questions at the end of a text that we don't get answers to. But sometimes it doesn't matter to how we understand the story. So if we don't know why Superpotamus's cape was red, it doesn't really matter to the story. But we do have answers to questions that help us to understand more what the purpose of the character was. And that's why asking questions after reading will help us to understand what the story was about in the first place.